In this video, I'll be discussing what is learning and what are the important characteristics of learning. We all know that aim of education is to bring about change in behavior. What type of change? Positive change in behavior. And psychology is the study of behavior. So, when we want to change behavior, we have to educate. So, education leads to change in behavior in a positive manner or in a desirable manner. Learning brings about change in behavior. Through learning, we acquire knowledge, and learning brings about a change in behavior. I will give you an example. When the pandemic COVID-19 broke out, we were totally confused, not knowing what to do. Then, awareness programs were organized by the health department, and we were made aware through media what to do in order to protect ourselves from COVID-19. That is, we have to wear masks, we have to maintain social distancing, and we have to sanitize our hands, isn't it? So we learned how to protect ourselves from COVID-19. And there is a change in our behavior. As a result of learning, there is a noticeable change in our behavior. What is a noticeable change? Whenever we go out, we wear masks, we sanitize our hands, and we are so conscious about maintaining social distancing, isn't it? Okay. So, how long this behavioral change will exist? That we cannot predict, because sometimes behavioral change due to learning is temporary, sometimes it is permanent. Even after the disappearance of COVID-19, certain people will go on sanitizing their hand. They will be very conscious about personal hygiene. Some people will stop their awareness about personal hygiene. It depends on many factors. So learning brings about a change in behavior in a positive manner, and that change can be temporary or permanent. That is, whether it is temporary or permanent is decided by so many factors. Now, in order to understand what is learning clearly, you should know what is not learning. There will be a change in behavior due to learning, or learning is a change in behavior, but due to many other reasons, there are changes in behavior. Examples: a person who is having a brain injury or brain damage will exhibit entirely different behavior all on a sudden. Then people suffering from certain illness, they will exhibit change in behavior. As a result of certain medication, as a side effect, people will exhibit change in behavior. Then due to old age, you might have seen your grandparents as a result of old age exhibiting change in behavior. Then just think of the behavior of people who are intoxicated by alcohol and drugs. There is a change in behavior. So alcoholism or intoxication due to alcohol, drugs, brain injury, old age, illness, side effect of certain medication, all these things also bring about a change in behavior. But all these changes in behavior, not learning. So you got the difference? What is learning? What is not learning? So let us try to define learning. Learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior through experience and training. So we learn from an experience. From each and every experience, we learn something new. So experiences are essential for learning. Certain skills are learned through training also. So experience is the best teacher. There is a proverb, isn't it? That is 100% true. From every experience we learn. So we should be actually thankful to experiences in our life. From every experiences, whether bitter or sweet, good or bad, we learn something new. So relatively permanent change in behavior due to experience and training is learning. Okay. Now we will see certain characteristics of learning. There are 5 important characteristics of learning. You may come across different types of definitions about learning in different books, but what I want to say, don't get over tensed or overwhelmed or worried about all these definitions. There is no need to by heart all these definitions. The definition I gave you is just the essence of all important definitions. That is, what is the definition? Learning is relatively permanent change in behavior due to experience and training. That is the best definition. And for students, that is enough. You can learn the definition. Okay, now let us see what are the important characteristics of learning. First, learning is a universal process. All over the world, people learn, irrespective of culture, religion, caste, creed, etc. People learn throughout the world. So it is the universal process. Second characteristic is learning is a lifelong process. From womb to tomb process. Even before coming to this world, from the womb of a mother, children learn many things. That is why we say during pregnancy period, mothers have to be very careful. They should not be subjected to too much stress or anxiety. They should be in a happy mood, because all the experiences of mothers will definitely influence the personality of their children. Children will become aggressive if mother is subjected to stress too much in pregnancy period. Okay, so from womb to tomb we learn. So it is a lifelong process till the last moment of our life. We are learning something new. Every moment, in every day, we are learning different things. So it's a universal thing. Third is learning is a goal-directed activity. That means behind every learning there is a purpose. If we are learning or if we are motivated to learn, we learn with an aim. We learn driving because we want to drive. We learn cooking because we are interested in cooking. We learn music because we are interested in music. We learn certain instruments in music because we are interested in that instrument. So behind every learning there is a goal. So learning is a goal-directed activity. Next is learning is adjustment. That means as a result of learning, we learn to adjust with different situations. We learn to handle different situations. We learn to overcome different obstacles. So that is the difference between learning and not knowing situation. So when we learn something, we are capable of adjusting. So learning is adjusting. And the last important characteristic of learning is experience. Even in the definition, it is there. So experience leads to learning. Without experience, learning is difficult. Experience can be different types. So what is learning? Learning is experience. Exposure to different situations, exposure to different things provide a person opportunities to learn. So these are the 5 important characteristics of learning. Learning is lifelong process, learning is universal, learning is goal-directed activity, learning is adjustment, and learning is experience. I hope you understood what is learning, what is not learning, what are the characteristics of learning. That's all for today. Thank you.